Get ready for some real, honest conversation. I'm your host, Camilla. Grab your coffee, tea, or whatever's in your cup, have a seat, and let's talk about it.
I think the part that I'm struggling with right now is like, I have two different things.
Okay.
So there's like the piece of slowing down, right? Slowing down and noticing and just like, because the world's so fast. So there's that side.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other side where so many of us are just living in like autopilot. And so essentially, not that we feel dead, but we feel numb, or like, I would go so far as saying like lifeless. Okay.
Yes.
So then there's the part of like feeling alive, reigniting your spark.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that side. And to me, they feel really different, but at the same time, they're connected. So I'm struggling.
Okay, so interesting, can you elaborate on that? Like how they feel?
How they feel different? Let's start there.
Let's start there, yeah, because I feel like this is a lot to unpack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So different, right? Obviously, slowing down, noticing. Slowing down, I mean, just the word slowing down, it's slow, right?
Yeah.
So instantly it's like, not suppression, but slow.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I think a lot of people balk at because, no, seriously, you're laughing.
No.
Like,
It's just a funny word, balk.
balk.
But it's true. Like I find that people are so impatient nowadays that slowing down is not an option.
Not an option. Feels super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Brings a lot of guilt and shame because you're not being productive if you're being slow.
Yeah. If you take a moment to sit down on your patio and enjoy your coffee for a couple of hours, you
could have done something.
Yeah, you should have been more productive.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, right? And then you have like the spark and the aliveness, which feels like energetic, and sometimes, I don't want to say speedy, but like, right? Like it's a totally different vibe when you kind of look at it as two different things. And I guess what living for real does is it brings them together. Okay, because in order to really like recognize or identify what lights you up, what brings you alive, you kind of got to slow down to like grasp that.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because when you're like go autopilot, you don't see that, you don't feel it, you miss it, like it's not even. And the minute you slow down and you start noticing things, it's like, oh, I feel different.
It reminds me of some spiritual practices where people look too much outside of themselves for their answers. But if you just sit with yourself and look within, you have everything you need.
Yep.
And it's true that people get so uncomfortable in silence, in just sitting with themselves. I've been finding that with myself too, where I'll be sitting out on the deck and just enjoying, the scenery and the sounds and all that kind of stuff. And then suddenly it's like, oh, and then I'll search something on my phone. Like, why do I even have my phone with me when I'm out there? Right. So that's what that reminds me of. Now, with this, because I'm sure that like the whole living for real goes back a bit, but was there like a specific event in your life that brought you to this realization?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, we all have our different rock bottoms. I would say I hit a level of rock bottom. My kids were little. I was, I'd been divorced probably 3-4 years. And yeah, like I say, my kids were little. They were busy. It was a lot. I was on my own.
Yeah.
And I was working full time and I was juggling everything myself. And I got to the point where I was like, one, I don't know my kids. Like, I barely see them. We get up in the morning, we eat breakfast, we drive to daycare or to school, and I go to work, and then we come home and I pick them up after work, drive home, have supper, wash up, go to bed. Yeah. Like, that was life every single day. And it was, just got to the point where I was like, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like people would be like, oh, what's your kid's favorite color? And I'm like, couldn't tell you. No idea. Right? Like, not a clue. Mm-hmm. What's their favorite toy? I don't know. Right? We literally got up, got dressed, ate, got in the car, drove, came home, ate, washed, bed. Like, over. And then on the weekends, it was laundry and cleaning the house and buying groceries. Like, there was nothing.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Totally. And like I say, there's that autopilot, right? And you're just like literally surviving. And it was like, it was dumb. And I was like, I don't want to live this way, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of it is I always lived like a distance from where I worked. I always commuted. That said, I never like lived in a city or worked in a big city. So my commutes were always like 45 minutes through the country, right? Mm-hmm. It was always really quiet. There was like, it was spacious, right? It was just like me and, again, the uncomfortable silence. So I'd have my music on or whatever, but that was my outlet, right?
Yeah.
But I started to notice things, right? As I'm like driving, you know, it'd be falling. You know, I'd be noticing the colors, or I'd notice, you know, the sunshine coming through the window. Or there was a time where I was like seeing like owl after owl after owl. Like it was
cool.
Yeah. And so like I could have just been like driving and not noticing anything, right? Like how many times we get in our car and we just drive and like, how did we get here? Mm-hmm. But just like noticing that stuff and the little things, it like slowly starts building. And then you notice more and more and more. And you don't have to try anymore, right? It just happens. And it, I don't know. And then I made a change. Mm-hmm. So I had that big breakdown. It was not good.
They usually are.
They're not. It was not good. Like I remember like hiding in my kitchen behind the counters on the floor while my kids were like watching TV or playing or whatever in the other room, and just like bawling.
Yeah. And like that alone, a single mom of 3 kids, that's a lot for one person to take on.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you can only do so much as a human being, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I like, there were days where, you know, I'd phone the babysitter on the way home and be like, hey, can you come watch the kids for a little bit? And again, like single mom, I didn't have a big income to be throwing like babysitter money around, let's be honest. But occasionally, like, that's what happened. And I just would, and actually I was doing photography shoots with local photographers. It would be like a collaboration. It was like artistic. I had fun because I was like, I hate to say modeling because that sounds cringy, but we would do, right? We would do like fun shoots, like, again, artistic shoots. So that was kind of like really fun. And especially after my divorce, right? That was kind of like a pick me up for me because, like, let's be honest, I felt like crap.
Yeah.
About myself,
about
like
everything. A good confidence booster, like 100%, good for your self-esteem.
Right? And there was like the only money going out was to pay for the babysitter if my mom couldn't watch the kids. So, and the gas, right? But not. So it was great. Yeah. So I'm feeling better about myself. I'm getting out of the house. I mean, I didn't get to know my kids anymore by doing this, but at least I was staying a little bit sane. Mm-hmm. Anyways, the opportunity came up for me to go to Montana.
Right.
And it was last minute. And I asked one of my friends and I was like, do you want to go with me? And she was like, yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. So we booked it. It's funny because I remember I don't know. Anyways, I took a selfie and I posted. I don't know if I posted on Facebook or where I posted, but anyways. And like, I had completely lit up. Like when I booked it, it was just like.
Yeah.
So anyways.
It was something that your soul really needed.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. And it's funny because I don't know if we were recording yet when we were talking about me just getting bucked off of my horse, and you asked about and you asked about if that had ever like deterred me from riding. Yeah. So my old guy, who I lost last spring, I guess, he was notorious for bucking, and he really killed my confidence riding. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to Montana, I got to like ride. And all of that passion that I had like had for horses and all of that came alive again, right?
Wow.
And I got my confidence back in the saddle. because like I say, every time I got on here, I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to get bucked off. And so like, that sucks when when it's something that you really love and then you're like afraid to do
you think
it.
that maybe he sensed that from you too? That
you
were
100%, 100%. Yeah, it was like a vicious cycle. Yes. So yeah, it sucked. It sucked big time. But yeah, no, going to Montana, it just like
reignited something in you.
So fiercely.
Yeah.
And like, I remember I hadn't even got to the ranch yet. Okay. They picked us up at the airport and we drove to the ranch, and like their driveway, and I say this in air quotes, was 7 miles long. Like, it's not a driveway. Anyways.
It's like its own road.
Right? So we're driving into this ranch. I'm trying to like describe like how remote this is, right? There's like barely cell service out there. The Wi-Fi is spotty, like you're disconnected, okay, in the best ways. And so we're driving down this 7-mile laneway. And as I'm driving in, like, to go to Montana had been like a lifelong dream of mine. We had gone to another ranch probably about 10 years earlier. We wanted to go to Montana, but we were like young and poor and couldn't do it. So anyways, pulling into this ranch, I knew it. I warned them before we got there. I'm like, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
And I did.
Oh.
And it was just so, I don't know. You can't describe it. You got to be there.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen photos of Montana and some from like when you were there.
Right.
And that's just from photos alone. It looks beautiful and breathtaking. So I can't even imagine.
Right? Because the photos never do it justice.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild. So stayed the week. It was amazing. I got home and I wasn't ready to like integrate back into my life. And so I'm doing a retreat at this ranch this August. It's actually basically the same week that I had gone the first time.
Okay.
Coincidentally. And the reason I'm doing it, like the first time I went, I've always wanted to do it. I came home and like I would tell people about it, and people always say when you're trying to figure out like what to do with your life or whatever, they're like, well, what can you just like talk on for hours, like easily? And I'm like, like I could come home and just tell stories about that adventure.
Yeah.
Right. And
even like, as you're talking about it, your eyes are like so lit up.
Because it's just, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you have to experience it. It's so hard for me. I know when I was writing like the write-up on the website, I've had to rewrite it like a few times now because it's really hard for me to put into words. Right? Like I've lived it. I know it. I want to share it. But to describe it, I don't know why. It's been difficult. So I've been revamping it and I think it's better now. But so yeah, I went there, and like I say, when I came home, I wasn't ready to integrate into my life. Whatever had happened out there, I felt like I needed to continue it, and going back into autopilot and like wake up, feed, work, school, drive, feed, bed, like I couldn't. I was like, no.
To me, it's like you went on this adventure and you experienced something so much more, I don't know, so much more than life. I don't know if that makes sense. Like you experienced something that was just so much more, right? And for me, it's like when you experience these things, it's so hard going back to the norm because you know what's out there, you know what life is capable of, and how much adventure there is out there, and like how much you can actually experience.
Yeah.
So to go back to that bullshit autopilot life that we all live, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a kick in the nuts. It's a huge kick in the, like I pulled into my driveway and I sat I couldn't even get out of my car. Thankfully the kids were napping, but like my mom came out and I remember, and I was like, I couldn't even get out of the car and I just started crying. I'm like,
why am I here?
Let me go back. So fast forward, due to some not unfortunate circumstances, I guess you could say. My grandmother passed away.
Okay.
That the spring following that.
Mm-hmm. And were you close with her?
Or was it? Yes, I was very close to my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she had left me some money when she passed. And immediately I was like, I'm going back. I'm going back to the ranch. And I did. The first time I went was August 2017. She passed in March. And that June 2018, I was back at the ranch.
Oh, okay.
And when I came home that time, it was okay.
Yeah.
And when I went back to the ranch, it felt like I had never left. It was wild.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to share that with people because it's just a really cool environment. It's really easy. It's really just, again, hard to describe.
Yeah.
Like I say, I went back and I just like felt like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So again, going back to the retreat, part of the offering is that I'm offering support after the retreat. Because from my experience, like I say, depending on where you're at, and I think it doesn't matter, you know, how intense it is for you. I think it goes for a lot of retreats, right? You go to a retreat and like, you're all like, yeah. And then you go home and you go back into autopilot and all that, yeah, is like poof, like not within minutes, but pretty much, right? Yeah. Like it's quick. So a big thing with this offering is that I'm doing these calls after.
Okay.
To kind of help bring the best parts of that experience and integrate it into your life. And because it takes, I forget if it's like 90 days or something for like habits to form.
Oh, I thought it was 21 days.
Is it? Okay, well, that's even better. Anyways.
We'll have to look into that.
So, yeah. But that's the idea, right? So support through that to kind of like keep you, I hate to say like on track, right? Because it's not, I hate structure.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. I hate it too. I need it in my life and I recognize that, but I hate it.
Right? So it's like, it's gentle structure and but the support is there, like whatever you're feeling or whatever you're needing or, right? And just kind of like, we're all going to be in each other's corners. Like, yeah, like you've got this.
Wow,
keep
that's
going.
amazing. So yeah, this retreat is just so much more than people coming together to, I don't want to say like forget about their life for a little while, or put their life on pause, however you want to word it, right? It's so much more than that. It's like you're life coaching them too, in a sense, right?
I guess,
like afterwards.
Like informally.
Informally, yeah.
I don't like the word coach.
Yeah.
But
I can't think of another one.
I know, right? It's hard. But I think the hard part is like you hear retreat and everybody's like, oh, it's going to be like circles and yoga and like breath work and that's not what this is, right? If that's the kind of retreat you want, this is not it. This is very much, it's very active. It's very much in nature. Yes, there's going to be sharing, but none of it's going to be like forced. Yeah. Nothing's forced, right? The itinerary is quite loose, I guess you could say, right?
I mean, that makes sense. If like you see a group that are together sharing, you can go off and, I don't know, take a hike or journal, or I don't know if they would allow it, but like take a horse and go for a ride, right? Yeah.
There's different groups that go out depending on riding level and you know what they want to explore that day. So yeah, it's not like, you know, the retreat group has to travel all together the whole week. It's kind of whatever you feel like you need. Yeah, there is going to be one night where it's just the retreat group, and we're going to have like I hate to call it like a girls' night because that sounds, again, it sounds cliche. But it's going to be fun, right? We're going to do some line dancing. We're going to have supper. Nice. We're going to have like, I don't know.
So are you going to teach the line dancing?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it'll be good. Anyways, I'm really excited for that. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's something different. I feel like it's hard. It's a hard sell because it's not what people are used to, right? So I don't think people are out there looking for that. But I think the people that want it, when they see it, will be like, oh,
100%. Oh yeah.
So that's my hope.
Wow. That's going to be amazing. And even with this retreat, you plan to do future ones. Like you want this to be a
Yeah, I
regular
want it to
thing.
be an ongoing thing. I'd
Yeah.
really love to do like one like this annually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking like in the winter, I would like to do something like maybe in the Caribbean or something, somewhere
Mm.
where it's warm, kind of like with a beach twist, still
Yeah.
with horses,
Yeah.
but just kind of like a different atmosphere with a different vibe.
That's super cool. I like that. And yeah, we need things like this in the world, especially with the state that we're in right now. It's just so easy to, I don't know, people are angry and in such a hurry and just, every man for himself and like survival of the fittest, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're at. And we really do need to get back to like basics and connection
Yeah.
and just, enjoy what we have and not just be like, just stop with the anger,
Right. And with the connection, like I think the Montana, and I hate using like these words like vibe and all this stuff, but like Montana, right? It's different out there. I don't know. Like they sit around the campfire and pull out the guitar and just, they're just whatever. And it's normal. It's not like a thing. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, that's just life.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's just slower. And again, buzzwords, more authentic. Like it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's different. And the disconnection is so huge because like we're so used to being on our phones all, and I found that when I was out there, right? Because like I'm really bad for like, oh, I gotta post this. Oh, I gotta post this. There's no service out there. You can't. You can take pictures, but like you can't get distracted.
Yeah. I would love for our internet to just come crashing down and just for, I don't know, a few days or a week or something, and just no cell phones, no
just
social media. No, we need like a hardcore reset. And I mean, I'm bad for it too. I will constantly have my phone with me, and regardless of where I am or where I go, the phone's got to be with me. And then, like I mentioned earlier, sitting in silence has become tricky for me lately, because it's like, you're sitting there and then you get this like dopamine itch and you're like, oh, I need to check social media. Like, why? And then I watch these videos. I'll be honest with you, lately people on social media have been pissing me off. I don't comment, like I don't get involved because it's just ridiculous, but some of the comments that I read on some of the posts, I just can't help but roll my eyes, and I think like, why am I on here? This isn't serving me anything. Why? Right? Why?
Yeah, you go into those scroll holes where, like you said, you're going through all the comments and you're like, what? Yeah. And then you self-realize and you're like, why am I reading this?
Yeah. Right?
It's like connection in all the wrong ways.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Social media, it's got its pros. I think lately it's got more cons than pros. I think we've really crossed that line. And yeah, just that human connection, like that true human physical connection where, it's okay to say hi to a person on the street, and that doesn't make you some weirdo, like you can't do that anymore.
No, I know. Like when I go to Toronto, I get really weirded out when I go like downtown Toronto and I walk around and like nobody makes eye contact. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like it's weird. And then on the flip side, I think to myself, okay, well, if you were like saying hi to everybody like, we do here, you would just constantly be like, hi, 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 hi. Right, which would also be weird. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that why everybody's like got their blinders on and just
I don't know. Years ago I was in Toronto with a group of friends, and we were trying like I couldn't tell you where we were in Toronto, but we were looking for a specific like street or place or whatever, and we for a second got lost. So we were on the street and it was really busy, and there was like a group of people walking towards us. So I said, oh, excuse me, can you tell me where whatever it was I was looking for? And one of the girls just full on shoulder checked me and walked right past me. And I'm like, okay. And then one of her friends stopped and kind of gave us directions. But I was like, what was that for? I'm just asking for help. And you shoulder check your way through me. Okay.
Yeah,
It was awful.
It's different.
Yeah. So the women that, well, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to say because those who find your retreat and are called to it will be the ones that go. But would you say that it's like geared towards certain people? And not to categorize it, I know it's open to whoever, but
right.
People who are truly looking for that pause in life.
There's again, and it goes back to like what we started with, right? Mm-hmm. There's that slowing down part, mm-hmm. and then there's the aliveness part. Mm-hmm. And I think too, some people might not even be thinking about the aliveness part, right? Or might not be thinking about the slowness part, mm-hmm. right? They might see one or the other, but don't see that connection. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the other part where I've been like, talking about it, and it's like talking about it from one side or the other, and it's like, I feel like I'm confusing people.
Yeah, I guess that would be kind of hard because they are very different.
But again, I feel like they go hand in hand, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do feel like there would be a sense of aliveness within slowing down. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm thinking. Like
it's the awareness, right?
Yeah,
it's the awareness that comes out of it.
Yeah, when you slow down, you notice things. I don't know. It's like being up here. If I don't have a garden this year, but last year when I was gardening and I'd be out there doing whatever, then you're within nature, and it was just really cool watching the bumblebees working. Like I'd be checking on the cucumbers, and there's just this buzz around you, and you go to pull on a cucumber, but then there's a bee over here because it'll shake the whole thing when you like break it off. So I'm like, okay, I'll come back to that one. I don't know, like it was just cool. Or I had a lot of marigolds in the garden, so I'd always like deadhead them, right, and go around to each little bushel or whatever and pop the heads off of the ones that were already dying. But then like you see a little bee sleeping on it, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll leave you alone, come back, right? Like hummingbirds flying around. And quite frankly, I wouldn't notice these things if I'm sitting inside in front of the TV or on my phone, right? Like you don't notice it.
No.
Like right now, there's a giant bee sitting on the railing of the patio, and he's just doing his thing, right? And it's like I don't know. It's so different when you can like go outside, and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Well, and like you say, I mean, you touched on it a little bit before, where essentially you're changing your environment and you get a different perspective, right? Mm-hmm. And then you can't go back mm-hmm. to that original perspective. I think the other time that happened was when we moved up here. Mm-hmm. So after I went to the ranch twice, it basically got instilled in me that, okay, I can't live like this anymore. This is not working.
Yeah.
So what do I do? So I decided at that point that I was going to quit my job. I was going to sell my house.
Wow.
And I was going to move. And I didn't know where. And it's funny because people, they're always like, well, why'd you pick here? And I'm like, it checked some boxes. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, why here? And I'm like, I don't know. I was literally looking coast to coast. Mm-hmm. I didn't care where I went. Mm-hmm. I had a list, and I was like, these are the things that I want. Yeah. These are the things that I need in my life. And I don't care where I have to go to get them.
Right.
And like, I had flown out to BC twice looking at property.
Oh, wow.
And I actually had an offer on a farm in BC. And the sale of my house fell through. And so I ended up losing that offer, mm-hmm. Which, whatever is meant to be will be. Yeah. And that just wasn't meant to be. So, and here we are. But yeah, it's really funny. Like people are just like, what? You did what? So fast forward that we make the move. I quit my job. And I remember my dad saying to me, he's like, what are you going to do for work? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, what do you mean you don't know? You need to pay your bills. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And I had figured out my finances that I figured it out that I could take so much time off and not have to worry about mm-hmm. money. And I did that. And I actually ended up taking a lot longer than I had planned, which worked out fine.
Yeah.
But going back to, you can't go back to mm-hmm. that. Once you see the other side, it's really hard to go back.
It. Yeah.
And, it was totally like life had flipped on its head in all the best ways, right? I was home for my kids. I was there with them after school. We used to go down to the creek. We used to go hiking in the bush. We used to go fishing, right? Like I was there. They got sick at school. I went and picked them up. Didn't have to worry about like asking the boss if I could go. I was there for them, and that's all that I wanted at that time. So yeah, that is like another really big passion that I have, is like I really want to be able to help people not just take risk, because you know there are stupid risks that people shouldn't take, right? But calculated, right? Like what I did was very calculated. Yeah, on the outside people thought I was freaking crazy. Like I remember going back to my dad, and I was like, Dad, I don't care. I will clean toilets if I have to. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. Right? And that was my mindset. And I was totally prepared. I never did that, but I was totally prepared and okay to do it if I had to, because I wanted it that badly. And again, it all worked out. Now, I have like...
I thought I saw a big bee, sorry.
Squirrel! Right? I've slowly now gone back into the 9-to-5 grind. I mean, my kids are a little bit older, so it's, you know, I don't have that same guilt. And I do work from home, so I'm still around. But knowing, right, again, going back to that, knowing how it is when you're not stuck in that 9-to-5, it's really freaking hard to sit in a 9-to-5 now, and like,
because you still have to answer to someone. Like, yeah, you're working from home, but you have to,
that's your time. You're slotted in. Yeah. Right. Oh, I want to take vacation. I have to ask for it. Right. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, we need just a whole revamp of our system. And like, to me, this is such a slave system that we live in. I mean, I'm sure that there are people out there who genuinely enjoy their 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, but
yeah, there's a certain type of person for sure that's like, that's good for them. They don't want to think about anything. They just go to work and do their job and go home and do whatever they want to do. And that's totally okay with them.
Which is not my cup of tea at all, and obviously not yours either. It would be nice to have that freedom to genuinely enjoy life for like everything that it has to offer us, instead of just slaving away. You know, we need a change. That's what I keep thinking. We need a change. It is cool that you recognize that you can't live like this and you did something about it. I think that there are far too many people out there, and maybe I'm included in this because I'm still looking for my change, that maybe recognize the shit that they're in with their 9-to-5 or their life or whatever it is, but then don't do anything about it. You know, and I'm sure that there are people out there too who are like, well, this is what it's supposed to be.
Totally.
You know, to me, I'm sorry, we were not born into this earth or onto this earth to go to school, be pumped out into the system, and just work, pay taxes, and die.
Right.
Why are we here?
Yeah, it's really weird. It's funny.
That's not life.
Convenience is another thing that often comes into my realm, right? And I always say it's like the double-edged sword. Because, you know, we're under the illusion that it makes things easier, but then it takes away from life itself.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, yes, it would be harder to grow all of our own food, but it would be so much more fulfilling and enriching to do so.
Yeah, actually, in my previous episode, we talked about that too, and we were talking about how there is something so fascinating and rewarding watching something grow from a seed that you planted. And like, I grew that.
Yep.
And then, you know, if let's say you grow a bunch of tomatoes and make your own like pasta sauces or salsas or whatever, you know the ingredients that went into that versus what you get at the store with these names that you can't even pronounce.
Right. Yep. And that's the other and I think that's why, I mean, there were lots of reasons why I went with living for real. And it hits so many different things. I know, like at one point it was like, real conversation, real food, right? Real living, just
real everything.
There's so, and you know, we go back to social media and the filters, like, it kills me. Like, why are we, I know. Right? Yeah, I know. We could have so many conversations.
I know.
There's a lot. I had breast augmentation surgery done.
Right.
And I fought with myself all the way up to the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I actually want to do, like, this goes against everything that I believe and I stand for. And like, but it is something that I had struggled with my entire life. And so the opportunity presented itself and I did it. And, you know, I don't know if I would say enjoyed it for a bit, but like enjoyed doesn't feel like the right word. But anyways,
yeah,
you know what I mean. And then like not long into it, like maybe a year later, I was like, this was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I do this? And I continued to fight with myself. Like, this is not you. This goes against everything that you talk about and you believe in, and you like, it's not real. It's fake.
So why did you do it?
Why did I do it? Oh gosh. So my family, when I was, well, before I was born, I think, they had a lingerie business. Mm-hmm. That was the family business. It was a lingerie business. This is what I was born into and grew up in. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like surrounded by bras my entire life. And growing up essentially flat chested was just like, what? Like, I don't know. It was like,
where are they?
Like total mind. Yeah. Right. I mean, I remember I was like probably like 8 years old working behind the cash register, not because I had to, but because I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, in the store, we had multiple stores, but in one of the stores, you know, I would operate the cash. Mm-hmm. And so like I was right in there. Anyways, yeah. And then to not like develop enough boob to fill like a bra was kind of like the total mind fuck. And I remember like even after the business closed and, you know, then I was a teenager and, you know, teenage girls go clothes shopping and, you know, I'd go to buy a bra and I don't know how many times I walked out of a store like crying because I couldn't find a bra. I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want, you know, the shirt to look like it's supposed to, again, air quotes, supposed to look. And when you don't have anything to fill it out, it doesn't look that way.
And then it's like, it's supposed to look according to who, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's total like society is, and it's so funny because after, I don't know if it was after or before, I think it was after I started looking into like the statistics on breast augmentations, and I was I've written it down somewhere and I don't know what it is, but anyways, I want to see there's like hundreds of thousands of women that have the surgery every year. Yeah. Like it's an insane, like there's probably more fake boobs out there than real ones. It's insane.
Include fake asses in that.
Oh yeah.
Fake faces. Right? Fake
everything. Like, and it's just like, why?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then having kids, and it was funny because when I had them removed, my mom asked me, she's like, are you going to tell the kids? And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you mean am I going to tell? First of all, they're going to notice. They're like
there and then not there.
It's not like they're 2 years old and they're not going to notice. And I'm not going to lie to them. Like, that's not a really good relationship with your kids, right? Let's start lying to each other. No, yes, I'm going to tell them. And it was a huge lesson. Like, even my son started talking about how there's like soccer players out there having like plastic surgery on their faces and stuff. And so it turned into a whole conversation about, you know, loving yourself the way you are, and everybody's different, and that's okay. And it's not worth like disfiguring yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And I get, you know, there's always special circumstances.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Yes. There's always special circumstances. Yeah. So, you know, it's not my place to judge, but as a mother, I hope that my kids can love themselves enough not to feel the need, right? Not to feel influenced or pressured by society's expectations or whatever that, you know, they're not meeting them. Like, and I hope that lesson stays with them.
Yeah.
That's so big one. I shared.
And yeah, the special circumstances for sure. Like I remember, oh God, this was years ago on some talk show thing. Couldn't even tell you who it was. There was a mom and a daughter that had gone on because the daughter, you know, quite young for her age, if I remember correctly, she wanted to get breast implants.
Right.
And her mom was like trying to talk her out of it, that you don't need them, you're too young, whatever it was. And her argument was, well, you got them.
Right.
And the mom was like, I had cancer and I had a double mastectomy.
Right.
And the breasts that she got were the same size that she had pre-cancer.
Fair.
But yeah, and I mean, like, we're not saying this to judge anybody. You do you.
Right.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you do you.
It's just
maybe it's not something I understand either.
Right.
I'd be open to a conversation about it. Right. But
I just wish society wasn't pushing that way so hard, right? Like with
the vanity,
the filters and the fillers and the,
to a point where you can turn whatever filter on and just completely change the way that you look.
Yep.
Right. And especially with how much AI has been taking off lately, you don't even know what's real or fake anymore. You know, like, oh, that's a cool photo. Is it real?
Right. And you think of the kids, like they're using these filters. Yeah, okay, it's fun and games to use filters sometimes. But like how many of these kids, and not just young girls, young boys too, are constantly looking at themselves with a filter on, right? They're in Snapchat and they're like, oh yeah, that's me. And then like they totally get this disfigured image of themselves, right?
And especially depending on what age they are, their developmental is just, it's messing with their brain.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's wild. So like I say, there's a lot of pieces that come to living for real, and a lot of my life experience that kind of fed into that.
And you're continuing the living for real. Like you had a podcast for a little while.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I listened to, is fantastic. Like you have to get back into doing episodes.
I would love to.
Yeah.
And again, see, and that was like, I was doing that when I wasn't working my 9 to 5. So yeah, there's a lot of things. And we always say, right, there's not enough time.
Yeah.
Which is not true. I don't think it's as true as we think it is.
Right? I've thought about that actually. I have my moments where I'm hard on myself, and I recognize that. Maybe it's one of my life lessons. I don't know. But there are days where I don't do much or anything at all. And I think, or I don't know, maybe I'm coming up with excuses where I'm like, oh, I ran out of time. I didn't have time for this, that, and the other. But if I actually sat down and broke down my day hour by hour, how much of it was me just sitting there or scrolling through social media or watching some YouTube videos or whatever, where it's like, okay, well, I spent 3 hours here that I very much could have. And I'm not saying that we have to be productive and doing something 24/7. Obviously not. We need a break and our bodies need to rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like, sure, there's not enough time in the day, but at the same time, isn't there? Like,
it's a priority thing.
Yeah, what's important to you? And I'm trying to make changes in my life so that I can live a happier life, right? But it's like, and I'm really, especially this last, I would say year, or even a little bit longer, last couple of years maybe, I am really, really recognizing that change will only happen if I actually do something about it, right? It's like, oh, what's that saying? I think that it's more about complaining, but I could see it about change too, where it's like, oh, it's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you don't go. Right? And it's like, if I genuinely want to change my life, and I have, I would say a loose plan, because for me, it changes a lot too, but I have a loose plan of like where I want to be headed, even career-wise, like what I want to do. In order for me to achieve that, I have to put the effort in to do it. And if I consistently put the effort in last year, I'd be in a very different spot this year.
It's hard though, right?
It is hard.
It is. Yeah, it's hard.
Ooh,
and I guess that, again, it goes back to why I have tacked on that support at the end, because I think it helps, right? When you have like accountability.
Yeah.
Right?
Big time.
It helps keep you on track.
There's too many distractions in this world, right? Where it's like job, family, friends, relationships, whatever you want to call the distractions. There's too many distractions. And when you get to go away for a little while to a place where there's spotty Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi at all, right? You don't have a choice. So you're disconnected. And then you come back and it's like, oh, hang on, I got to check all my emails. Oh, I've got like this many text messages, and oh, work contacted me and this and that. And you kind of dive right into it and everything's like forgotten.
Poof.
Yeah. So it would be cool, because these retreats are cool regardless of what the retreat is.
Yeah.
They are a great idea, but there has to be a way for us to continue what we've learned at the retreat or what we're taking away from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, to implement it into our current lives so that it's like not just another vacation.
Right.
Yeah. Like something actually productive for our life. Does that make sense?
Yep, 100%. And I feel like I say, after I went to the ranch twice, and then I made that giant change and moved here. Mm-hmm. So I do feel confident that I can guide. Is that maybe a gentler word?
Yeah, that's a good word. Facilitate
others.
Yeah.
Through, whatever that looks like for them. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I did. I didn't come home and go, back into, I was like, no, man, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It takes a lot to recognize that. It takes even more to do something about it. So with living up here now and how your life is currently going, aside from these like projects, I mean like in a good way, right? Because you've got some great ideas and you're obviously putting together these really cool experiences. Would you say that you're still living pretty authentically, or do you feel that there are some, I'm trying to think of the right word, like improvements, let's call it, in your life to be living more real or more authentic? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah. I think so. Like I say, slipping back into the 9 to 5 really like puts a thorn in my side. Mm-hmm. And again, having been on the other side, I think it's a little more prickly than it would otherwise be. Right. Which is great, because it keeps me aware of it and it keeps me motivated. Mm-hmm. Right. I might not know exactly what that change looks like. I know there's a change coming at some point. And the other thing too, like I say, last time I hit a really bad low, like dangerous low. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I'll get there again. Right. Which is amazing. Yeah. So I can recognize it without like being distraught about it, because I know that when I decide what it is I'm going to do, that I can do it. I don't have to worry. Yeah. Right. I have that confidence now.
And I feel like you had these experiences too, so that you can be there for other people who are currently going through that. Because hitting rock bottom sucks. Like that's the reality of it. It does suck. Sometimes I feel like it's necessary. I know that sounds harsh, but it is necessary, because that's usually when we get that kick in the ass to be like, okay, let's look at my life. Right? Yeah, it's the ultimate ultimatum. And I don't know, that support there, like we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect, but having these experiences behind us really help other people to, hey man, you're not alone. Yeah. I shit the bed last year, not literally. And, I managed to crawl my way out and blah, 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 whatever kind of thing. That support is so needed. It's good. People sometimes feel so alone in this world that they think that like the experience that they're going through is like, it's their experience, but it's like they're the only ones going through it, right? Because it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. I mean, at the end of the day, you are your worst critic. Yeah. It can feel pretty lonely, right? But then when you step in, you're like, hey, I've got this retreat, and hey, this is a shit I've been through. Not like, oh, look at me now, but in that sense, like, look at me now. Yeah. It gives hope.
I'm nobody special. It's not, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you're just someone else, but like
it's possible for other people.
It's possible for other people, right? If people will look at you and be like, oh, this is inspiring. If she went through all this crap and came out stronger, and I can do it too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's hard work, but it's doable.
Totally doable. Yeah. It's the priority thing again. Right?
Yeah. It is. And that's very true. Because I do find that some people, and I mean, maybe it's just not part of their journey in that moment, but like ignorance is bliss.
And better the devil you know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Both things.
I'll just ignore it and push it aside and it won't be a bother. And, you know, you put on this mask that's like, yeah, everything is fine with a big smile on their face, but you can see the agony in their eyes that they're just suffering. And it's like, if you face your shit, it's just so much better on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you're going to facilitate it for the people who come to your retreat.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, do you have like a plan of what that could look like the support part of it?
Not 100%.
Okay. I mean, that's really okay too. You don't need something, I know you hate structure, but.
Yeah, I do. I really do. And it's funny because as soon as you said that, like, you know, the cookie cutter houses in the city.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's what comes up. Like when we talk about this, it's like, it's not that, right? It's not a cookie cutter situation. So I think a lot of it is, because I meet with everybody individually before the retreat. Okay. So I'm getting an idea of like, who's coming with us, who's joining us on this adventure, right? And based on that, the structure is going to fall into place, right? As is the support afterwards, you know? Again, we're all on different journeys.
Yeah.
We're all dealing with different stuff. So there's obviously going to be common threads, right? But yeah, it's definitely going to build around the group.
Right. And what about starting like or I don't know if you have already, but like having a Facebook group for them to all.
Probably after that will be part of it. Yes.
WhatsApp group or something, right? So that everyone can come together and help each other out. And then,
again, that accountability piece, right? Just so that we can all check in. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. But cool. There's going to be like group video calls.
Okay.
Afterward. So a series of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But outside of that, at this point, I don't know exactly what that looks like.
And that's okay. Because sometimes that's when the greatest things come up, right? Where you're like, I don't know. And then poof, there it is. And you're like, oh, this worked out better than I thought. And that's typically how my stuff comes to me, right? It'll be like, and I'll be like, oh, yeah. Like I've already started making notes about like during the retreat, you know, okay, somehow this is going to fall into place here. Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It is. I'm really excited for the people that are going to join me.
One of these years, I want to join your retreat. I think that'd be really awesome. Cool. I'm not a horseback riding kind of person, but I think it would be cool to see Montana and even just take that whole experience in.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that because when we went to Wyoming the first time in like, oh gosh, this is almost 20 years ago now. One of my girlfriends that came with us hadn't ridden. We sat her on my pony before we went and gave her like a crash course. But that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. And like she rode all day, every day with us for the week.
Wow.
Did amazing. And when we had to leave, she was actually crying because she was sad because it was that freaking amazing. Like for a not horse, that's what I mean. Like the experience is just, I don't know, man. It just,
there aren't any words for it.
There's not. There's really not. It's just, I can remember, like I say, this is like 20 years ago and I still remember her. Like we were going to leave and she was like, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, wow. Like for me to have that experience, like that doesn't surprise me. Right?
Yeah.
Like I love that. But for somebody that like, that's not their thing to be immersed in that and then feel it so deeply. It's just like,
holy shit. Yeah.
Right? And the ranches, they're equipped for that. They're equipped for people that have never ridden before, right? Like they've got horses to match you up. You ride really well, fine. They're going to match you up, you know, with a horse up to your level.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it really is. It's really open to anybody that just feels that pull like, yeah, I want to do this.
And is it just women's retreat or like if you had men reach out, would they?
This one is for women.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is for women.
Maybe going forward, you could have like a co-ed.
We'll see.
Co-ed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a different time. The one thing I am looking at for next year, though, that the ranch and I have talked about a little bit already, is I want to do like a mother-daughter one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do like a women's one and a mother-daughter one, kind of.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if like women with their daughters would step forward who struggle in their relationship.
I feel like that's where it's going. Yeah. I think
Just
it
to
would
find
really
that
bring people
connection.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the distractions away.
Yeah.
It's a different environment. And the horses bring like an element, and Montana just brings an element. The space and the mountains. It's just, yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome. Is there anywhere else that you would want to travel to do a retreat? Like whether it's you just attend one or host one, like, or is Montana, I mean, I can see it in your eyes that Montana, but
yeah,
like anywhere else. And then I know you mentioned the Caribbean too for winter retreats. Is there
one day, like I'm thinking like Ireland, Switzerland, maybe something like that. Yeah, those are bucket lists for me. So to incorporate would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely open
to quite a trip.
To different places.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like each place has its own energy and would bring its own gifts or elements to the experience.
Yeah.
Like I think that what you experience in Montana, for example, would be very different what you experience in Ireland.
Right.
Yeah. For example.
Yeah. And the one thing too that I really like about, and maybe all the ranches are like this, I don't know, but this ranch in particular tends to draw people from like all over the world. That was the other reason why it's not like we're hosting during a regular ranch week. So like other guests are going to be there. Again, we're going to have our designated time, like that overnight or whatever, but you still experience that, which I also think is really important. Because it's just really cool to talk to different people, right? I don't know, because again, we don't do, not in person.
Yeah.
Right? It's just,
I
different.
can see that. Yeah. Meeting other people, hearing their stories, even if it's like a brief little one or super elaborate, and
what it can do for you.
I am a very strong believer that each person's story, like we can all learn something from everyone's stories.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be this grand adventure kind of thing. It could just be one little experience of walking down the street, and that could change someone else's life or open their eyes or inspire them. You know, we truly need that human connection. And I think that we just help each other grow and move forward.
Yeah. And it's again, different perspectives too, right?
Yeah.
You know, you share a bit of your story and somebody's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, huh.
Yeah.
Right? And like you say, it doesn't have to be anything big.
Yeah.
Just simple little things. I've been wanting to do this for 10 years. And I just, you know, with life, it just, now's the time. And then the year of the fire horse came, and I was like, okay, this is it. Right? Like, I mean,
signs can't be clearer.
I got it. I'm on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. So how many people do you have signed up for this retreat currently?
The list is growing. I've got to reach out to the ranch again and see where we're at. We're taking up to, I think we're maxing out at 12.
Okay.
So a small group. It'll be good.
Yeah. And then you mentioned before that you're going to, like, your plan is to meet with each person before the retreat. So this would be like a Zoom call or a phone chat.
Yep.
You know, chat with them, get to know them.
Yep. Get to know a little bit of their story, their expectations, answer any questions that they might have. I've got some questions that, you know, I want to ask. So,
wow.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of an experience. We'd have to have you come back on so you can tell us about it. And there is something about being around horses. Like, again, I'm not a horse person. I think they're beautiful, majestic animals, but with my feet on the ground. I have ridden horses before, and it was fine. I've never had I think my worst experience was years ago. I took a trip to Cuba, which, not knowing how, you know, the state of their horses, so I probably would never do this again. but we did a horseback riding thing, and my poor horse. I don't know if it was a he or she, I don't remember, but it was so tired and it just didn't want to. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, if it was up to me, I would let you go, sleep under a tree or whatever, like just go do your own thing. And when we were headed back, it was at the end of our excursion. And my horse was just kind of trotting along and just done, like absolutely done with it. And the tour guide was behind me and he kept like nipping him in the butt to make him go. And I'm just like, oh my God, okay, we're almost at the hotel. Like, I'll get off this horse, this poor thing. And then suddenly I got like jarred kind of forward. So I turned around. I'm like, what happened? And he's like, it's okay. It's okay. But what had happened was the horse got so fed up with constantly being tapped on the butt to go that he kicked at him. I was like, oh my gosh, leave this poor horse alone. So knowing what I know with their, the condition of their horses, like they're not in good state. I would never pay for something like that again. But there is something so special about horses, and even just being around them, I think even just spending time with them, standing there petting them, there's this incredible energetic exchange that they just heal you on maybe a level that people don't understand, depends, your beliefs or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But they're very, very special beings. They are, and they're such a gift for us to have, right? And just to be able to spend that time with them, and even just like watching them take off with a person, like, you're just galloping, and I'm sure that they love it too, right? It's just fucking go wild, and down the meadow they go, right? You're like, ah.
Oh yeah, Cass always wants to go. Always wants to. It's like, let me go.
Oh my gosh, I'd be terrified. I wouldn't handle that. I'd be like, wait, let me get off and then you can go ahead. I'll catch up with you later. Yeah, horses aren't my thing. But they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty special.
Yeah. So if people are interested in this retreat, do you have, like, you mentioned a website?
Yep.
What's the website?
www.livingforreal.ca. Okay. I think it says 2026 retreat at the top on the menu. So
okay, perfect. Yeah. And then any social medias or just the website?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay.
At Living for Real. It's living.for.r.e.a.l.
Perfect. Yeah. And then I'll have all these in the description too for people who want to find you and follow along. So with this retreat coming up in August, when you have reception, to like post about it, like how it went, or
I'm sure I'll be
okay,
posting.
So people can kind of follow along and see what you guys have been up to, because I don't think that you can post like in real time.
Occasionally when you get to the top of a mountain, you get some service.
Yeah,
I know that happens. I mean, the ranch has Wi-Fi. It's just, it's limited.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
There's enough that if you need it, it's there.
Yeah.
But like,
not to like, stream
Netflix
or YouTube or anything.
It's perfect.
And then on Instagram, you post a lot about your own life too, right? With like what you're up to with the farm and your animals and all that kind of stuff too, right?
Lots
so
of
people get a glimpse into that. Yeah, the living for real, living authentically, getting back to the things that matter. Would you have any closing words for people out there who, because, you mentioned the autopilot at the beginning, and essentially like finding that spark and not being afraid to follow it, like what would you say to people who are on autopilot and who are maybe looking for a change? Maybe they don't know they're looking for a change.
Right.
But something in them is like,
yeah, right. Because I think that's a lot of it. They don't, it's like that unsettled feeling, right? Yeah. You're not settled. Yeah. I don't know. You don't necessarily know what it is. You just don't feel right 100%. Honestly, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to be a little bit uncomfortable.
That's a big one.
And to take that space, make that space. Because nothing's going to come to you if the music's always blaring, or a podcast is always on, or the TV's on, or you're playing video games, or you just got to stop at some point and let it come in.
Growth happens the most when you're uncomfortable.
For sure.
And that is what scares people, but there's nothing to be afraid of.
No, there's not.
Did you ever have a time in your life where you were scared to be uncomfortable to get to that growth?
I'm a bit of a weirdo. I've always, no, I'm a little different. I don't know. Like, I always laugh because, like, you know, they have all those personality tests and, like, all that stuff. And I'm always, like, the one that's, like, the 1% or, you know, the 2% of the pop or less, right? Yeah. Like, I'm always that weird one that doesn't follow the grain.
So are you weird or is everyone else weird?
No, and you know what? It's funny. And for a long, long time, that really ate away at me, being different and not fitting in and, like, not understanding it. And at some point, not that long ago, to be honest, I think it was during COVID. I don't know if I read something or I just had this revelation and I was like, I was never supposed to. I'm here to shake things up. And I think that's what I bring to the table. I see things differently than most people. I'm not saying they're right or wrong.
For sure.
But differently. Right. And I think, again, going back to perspective, I think that's one thing that I can offer to people. It's like, well, what about that? Well, what about that? Did you ever think about this? Right. Like, I just, not to poke the bear, but you know what I mean? Just kind of like a little bit. And some people don't like it and that's okay. And maybe that's why I had trouble growing up with kids. Like maybe they didn't like what I brought up in them. I don't know.
That's actually good, right? Because if you go into the whole mirroring thing, people come into your lives for a reason and they mirror the things that you still need to work on or, you know, whatever. So maybe the people that you've come across in your life's journey, even as a kid, you're just this like mirror for them and they were like, oh, I don't like what I'm seeing, so I'm just gonna get away from her. I mean, it could be possible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Again, it's kind of, some may say it's woo or whatever, right? But like the whole human design thing, I don't know if you've delved into that. So I'm a manifester, which again, it's like, I don't think it's the smallest one, but it's like one of the smaller brackets there. Like, we're just a little different.
Yeah. And that's not a bad thing because we need that different in our world. If we continue the way that we are, we're essentially screwed.
Right.
We need people to come in here to shake things up.
Yep. Question stuff. Yeah. Shake it up.
Yeah. That's where change happens.
Right.
Yeah. I 100% believe that.
Yeah. And again, not that it's right or wrong. It's just different.
Yeah. That's so true.
Just makes people think. I like to make people think.
That's why people get uncomfortable.
Probably.
Like, I don't want to think around you. My brain hurts
anymore.
Okay, any closing words?
Take a minute, whatever you're doing today, tomorrow, in the next 5 minutes. Take a breath. Take a look around. Look at something differently.
Yeah, I love that. Notice the colors around you.
Yeah, there's magic in every day, even on the shitty ones. There's always something.
Wise words. Thanks for sitting down with me. This was a phenomenal conversation. I loved it.